Hey there everybody, what's going on? Before we go any deeper into this video, I do want to address you guys and let you guys know that this isn't going to be your, typical Dragon Ball video. This isn't going to be your typical gaming video. This is actually going to be a very personal video, at least for me, because within the last week, we just managed to hit 350,000 subscribers onto the channel. Now, as a content creator, that goes a long way, and if you care about me as a content creator, for those of you who've been here, since the very beginning, I highly encourage you guys to watch through the entire video. As I was sitting here in the last couple of hours and I was thinking to myself as to what I'm gonna say on this video, and I have a lot to say, and I'm trying to condense as much as I possibly can into one video, because the first thing I do want to say is that I am very, very grateful that I've come this far, and the reason for that is because I originally started my very first YouTube channel in January of 2007, and my very first ever YouTube channel on this platform was a channel called WWE Rule 5, right? And the reason why I made that YouTube channel when I first started was because I saw a group of YouTubers by the names of RVD Tito for Life, and since I'm a big wrestling fan and I am a wrestler myself, I saw this video they made about how this one company named TNA was superior than a company called WWE at the time, and there were a lot of things that they were saying within the video that I had a difference in opinion in. So what I did was I had the worst pocket camera that I could ever even afford. It was standard definition, like 360p quality. It was horrible, and I made my first ever video, and it was a response video to them. And ever since, I said to myself, well, this is a great platform to, express creativity or voice an opinion or, present something that can get you promoted, down the line in terms of what you want to do. For example, art, if you want to promote your art, if you want to promote your singing skills, your music skills. But I never thought that looking at it 10 years later, that I would have gotten 350,000 plus people to be there for me, to support me, to actually believe in me. Now, as content creators, YouTube as a platform isn't an easy thing to do. I mean, any content creator can tell you it's physically stressful at times. More so, it's mentally stressful. It drains you a lot because you're always trying to, upgrade your performance and how you do videos. So YouTube as a platform, it isn't easy to do. And since 2007, I've had a total of, I would say, 3 channels. I had my first ever channel, WWE Rule 5, which no longer exists. I had my second channel, which was Alex Animal 7, which I started originally on Xbox, trying to just do like short montages and, AMVs and machinimas. And in 2012, I started this channel. I started this channel because I wanted to do gameplays, let's plays, reviews, lots of Dragon Ball content. As you guys can go back to my channel from the beginning and see that. And I never would have thought originally that I would go past 100 subscribers. I said this before, and when I started this channel, I started it because I wanted to start fresh. And since then, I dedicated myself in not just improving as a content creator, but also improving as a human being. We reached 350,000 subscribers, and that was last Tuesday, depending on the recording of this video. It's been a week later, and now we're at 356,000 subscribers. I never even thought I would break 100. I have to personally say, as a human being, to all of you watching this, thank you so much for not only changing my life, but allowing me to grow as a person as well. We're all human beings. We're not all wired the same. We don't all function the same. But what we can do as human beings is live, learn, and grow. And I've lived, I've learned, and now I'm continuously growing. I'm growing as a human being. I'm always trying to educate myself better and understanding certain things better, because that's what we do as human beings. And I could not have been here if it were not for you guys, because originally when I first started in 2012, I was uploading at least 7 to 10 videos a day. That included Borderlands, Slender, Minecraft, Need for Speed, Dragon Ball Tenkaichi, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Tenkaichi 1. And it's been a long, grueling process since then because, you know, originally I was making all these videos and having to see the growth come about, it was mind-boggling. And again, I don't want to make this video too long because I have so much to say. But the first person I have to thank is my friend Paul, Super Saiyan Paul on YouTube. The reason for that is because I've learned a lot from him when I first started this channel, because I didn't know about, you know, any methods or ways to create good content that can register with the system. For example, I had no idea about thumbnails. I didn't know about color saturation, disabling properties, how to make your video not have any, you know, background noise or have any sort of static that disrupts the video in terms of like rendering formula, like MP3s and WAV, like all sorts of stuff. And I learned a lot from him. And I really hope that Paul's watching this because, bro, you're not just a colleague of mine. You're my brother. You're my brother, and without you, I wouldn't even have this channel. I wouldn't even have this platform. And all I have to say, man, is that I love you, and thank you so much for always being here, you know, to have my back. And always trying to teach me more about, you know, emulators and all sorts of stuff. Like off camera, we talk about all sorts of nerdy stuff like computers and like motherboards and just everything, like just gaming and stuff. So if it were not for him, I wouldn't have been educated as to how to do videos properly, how to disable, resample, all sorts of stuff. You know, when it comes to like the back, you know, the back behind the scenes stuff. So for that, the first person I have to thank is my brother Paul, because without him, I probably wouldn't even be here at all. I can tell you that indefinitely. Now, what blows my mind the most is I still have videos on YouTube from 10 years ago that you guys have never seen and possibly never will. That includes videos like myself having to hang out with friends in my neighborhood, having to play manhunt, street tag, all sorts of stuff, ranging from that all the way up until when I was gangbanging. And those videos are very near and dear to me because it shows me as an individual how far I've come. And as you guys can see, you know, I have a history in, you know, being interested in learning how to, you know, record and being interested in the world of media to a degree where I even started doing things myself 10 years ago when my friends were all looking at me as if it was crazy. But I told them back in the day that I was going to make something of this, and it'll be something to where we can look back on and enjoy together. And lo and behold, 10 years later, I had a couple of old friends hit me up and they were like, yo, do you remember all those videos we used to do in the neighborhood? Playing football, Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag, beating each other up, riding bikes, playing football, playing baseball, playing basketball, having to ride bikes from like here all the way to Queens Center Mall and back, all sorts of stuff. I have that. And when I was coming up as a content creator back then, in which I didn't even know what a content creator was, I was just trying to make memory videos. I said to myself, one day, I'm going to be in a position to where I want to look back and I want to see how far I've come. And I've come a very long way, but I could not have achieved this without you people. I am very humbled, I am very grateful, and I am in your debt. Because you guys didn't just help me as an individual, you helped my mom. And for a lot of you who don't know, I'm in a position in life where I'm not really fortunate enough to do everything the way I want to without having to worry about someone else's well-being. To make a very long story short, I'm taking care of my mom. My mom is very sick. She's an elderly lady. She's the only person I have. I don't have a dad, I don't have any brothers, any sisters, but I consider this platform to be my home, and I consider you guys to be my family. The reason why is because I've adapted and I've made friends with so many people. Even till this day, I get on my Discord and I talk to so many of you guys on a daily basis. Not many YouTubers with 350,000 subscribers are going to do that on a daily. I do that because I feel as if friendship can go a very long way. Along the way, I've made some enemies. I've made some people that have grown a disliking to me. I'm not really going to worry about that because it isn't my problem. It's more or less theirs. I'm on here as a content creator, creating content and entertaining you guys, informing you guys, and just providing informational videos and content that can get you through your day. When I first made my 100,000 special, there were several people that were telling me things such as, you got me through depression, you got me through suicide. And I don't bring that up at all because that's like very personal stuff. But I would sit there and I would say to myself, me, a person that has gone through so much in life, actually helped someone get through their, experiences in a positive way, made me feel good. And it just boggles my mind how far we've come, because to me it just seems as if it was yesterday. And through that process, I often told myself, even through good and especially bad times, that I was going to push on through. And since then, I've met incredible people, some of which I'm going to mention. My good friend Emish. Emish is live. I actually met him very ironically through his sister, because I knew his sister. And I didn't even know that Emish was a person that watches my content on a daily. And he was also a Dragon Ball fan. And during the time of 2016, when the whole Goku Black arc was going down, his sister was sending me videos of Emish pretty much discussing some stuff, and he was sending me videos in responses to what I was saying, and I said to myself, this dude's really cool, and seeing if I can start a conversation with him just to see where he stands on the show that we all love to watch. And since then, Emish has grown to be a very good friend of mine, and he's become a content creator since then, and having to learn from him, it's also made me a better person. And with that, I also have to thank Devil Artemis, my good friend Brandon, who is just an awesome person as a whole. Me and him we're like the same person, just trapped in different bodies. And it's pretty cool to see how Artemis and I have grown as friends, because oddly enough, we met due to my server. He jumped in my server and he was a random person. We began to have a conversation, and since then, it took off. And I'm proud to not just call him my colleague, but also another very good friend of mine, a brother to me. We're working on Dragon Ball Super Friends together. We're doing several other projects on the side involving some manga stuff, some mods, all sorts of stuff involving Call of Duty. So, I've grown to make friends with so many people, and I can go on a list with people from Discord like Raging and Thunder and Danny, I know you're watching this, and Jerez and so many other people. I mean, I could mention 1,000,000,001 people, Soldier Style and Rude Militia and all these guys that are always in my Discord server talking to me and engaging with me, and even in the YouTube comments, because every single time I post a video, you guys can see for yourselves that I try my very best to get back to as many people as I can. And because I want to get your feedback and I want to get your thoughts as to A, how to make the channel better, and B, your thoughts on given situations like a movie or Dragon Ball as a whole. So I never would have thought I would reach 350,000 subscribers, because that's a huge number. That's 350,000 people. So cheers, and God bless you guys. God bless the coolest 350,000 people in the world, man. Because as I said before, you didn't just help me. More importantly to me than anything else, you helped my mom in more ways than you guys can possibly imagine. And to a degree, I'm doing this for her. Not just to grow as an individual, to better my future, but to also help her, because at the end of the day, she's the only person I have, and despite anything else, to me, she always comes first. And seeing her proud of her son in achieving such awesome things such as this made her feel good. It made me feel good. Because have you ever been in a situation where you doubted yourself so much that you thought you could never achieve anything? That was me. That was me, and sometimes that is me. We all have doubts. We all go into certain situations doubtful. We all go into certain situations stressed out as to we don't know what to do. And I've overcome so much through perseverance and telling myself, okay, it can always be worse. Because for me, the worst times are behind me. In 2010 and 2011, I went through the worst possible situation for that entire year than you can possibly even imagine. I was on food stamps. I was on welfare. I was begging the church in 2010 for food for Thanksgiving. That's a personal story that some people heard on Discord. there was a time where I was begging for food because my mom couldn't work and I was too young to have a job, or at least I was going through the process of getting a job. And since then, I've always had this ambition to never go back to where I used to be. And that should be everyone's mindset, is to always progress forward. And I'm telling you right now, I could not have progressed forward without you guys. I mean that. And on top of that, I'm running 3 different channels. UnrealEntGaming, UnrealEnt Network, which is my secondary channel for gaming and discussions and reviews. And then we have my vlogging channel, my personal channel, in which on that channel I'm going to be showcasing my wrestling, fan of the week, my personal behind the scenes stuff. And it's very difficult in trying to run 3 different channels by yourself. But I always told myself, as an individual, as a human being, we can make the most of our time if we just open up and expand our horizons and doing more with our time than just sitting around and not doing anything at all. I've met great people, I've met other great content creators. I personally get inspired from people like Raka, because Raka, I think, till this day, right, is the best YouTube channel, hands down. Raka are the best YouTubers around, because what they're doing now is what I originally wanted to do, like as a content creator. I just didn't know how to mask certain things the way they do, and they make incredible content. And if you guys remember my skits back in the day, I was doing that on my other channels. I was doing, you know, I think it was called Annoying Siblings. I was doing how guys react when they play you know, Call of Duty and WWE, and just so many things, man. But just, I may be rambling right now, but listen, I am so grateful for everyone who showed me love, for everyone who's even considered, hey, you know what, I believe in this guy, I'm gonna subscribe to him just because I want to hear what he has to say. I never originally thought that in the least, let alone from 350,000 people and growing. You know, it humbles me because I do so much with my time. I put out like 4 to 5 videos a day. I'm wrestling, in which a lot of you guys may know, may not know. For those of you who don't know, I'm a professional wrestler, like the stuff you see on WWE. Hopefully enough one day, we'll get there. But I do so much, and I try my best to make time to also push myself a little more, to interact with people, to do so much, because I want to give back. That's what I want to do. I don't see many people having to do that, and I'm very grateful for the team that I'm surrounded with, for the people that have, you know, been there for me since day one, and for the people that are there for me now. Without them, again, I wouldn't even know where I'd be, because as human beings, we all learn, we all get better at doing certain things, at being better people. And just cheers to 350,000. I am very humbled, because the last week when I went to sleep and I woke up and I saw that we reached 350,000, I laid there, right, and I was thinking about all the rough times that I've had, right, especially on YouTube as a platform, because YouTube has messed up a lot of things with the algorithm, with, man, they continue to dupe us. And I said to myself, wow, that is incredible, because I remember there was a time where I was watching YouTubers like Syndicate Project, Woody's Gamer Tag, X-Jaws, Wings of Redemption. When I was coming up, I was watching them, and they had 350,000 subscribers, and fast forward a couple of years later, I'm there too. And that is such a humbling feeling. It's like, wow, because I never thought I would get there, because my friend Paul can vouch for me. When we were making content and when we were doing Slender videos and stuff, we used to look at PewDiePie back when he was coming up, Markiplier, all these dudes, and we're like, yo, because I love gaming. I really do. That's why there's lots of gaming content on the channel. And we're pushing almost like 4,500 videos, if not more. I got over 4,500 videos on this channel, from gaming to reviews to movie updates to Dragon Ball to more Dragon Ball to more Dragon Ball to wrestling to vlogs. many things. And I remember I was watching these people back in the day and I was saying to myself, man, one day I'm gonna get there. Even though I'm not sure if I can or if I will, I'm gonna try. And I made a video not long ago pretty much telling you guys why it's important to try. Because if you don't try, you'll never really know what may come out of this. So listen, man, I mean, even to the haters, even to the people that don't like this channel, for whatever reason, I have to thank you for at least, you know, having to come here and voice your opinion, even though it's a shitty opinion. It is what it is. I've learned opinions are like assholes, right? Everyone has one and it stinks. So if you can put two and two together, you can get what I'm saying. But mainly it's for the people that are here now, that have been here before. Thank you guys so very much for everything. For everything. I am in your debt. Cheers to 350,000 more, hopefully. Without you guys, I would be in a very, very dark place. A place in which I never want to go back to. But you guys helped me and saved me more than you can even possibly conjure up. Because I wasn't always like this. I was a very, very... very hot-headed, very young-minded, very angry individual back in the day. Hence why I told you guys I have videos of myself fighting and gangbanging and all that stuff. And maybe one day I'll show you a glimpse of how it was back in the day. But then again, growing up then was a little different than what it is now. But if it were not for you guys, first of all, I wouldn't have the apartment that I have now, in which thankfully enough I kept it. Because going back to my story earlier, 2010, 2011, I almost lost everything. I had to push myself really fucking hard to overcome that. To all the content creators, to all the YouTubers that I've worked with, that I will work with, that I still work with, to anybody watching this video, to all of you people, thank you so much for being here, for acknowledging me, for working with me, for everything. Thank you for everything. All I can say is just, trust me, there's more to come, alright? There's going to be lots more content, lots of more awesome stuff. But right now, I'm just trying to wrap up what I can say because I'm feeling very overwhelmed on the idea that we've made it this far. So, I'm not the one to burn bridges, but I do have to say, for everybody that whatever person I've come across, you know, I cross paths with, for anyone that I've encountered throughout this entire journey, thank you so much for everything. So, on that note, guys, I'm gonna get back to making more content. It's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, 2012. I remember I said to myself, oh, I'm doing slender videos, I'm not gonna make it far. Who thought, right? But again, everybody, thank you all so very much. I hope you guys enjoyed up until this point. I'm sorry if I rambled. I must have just gone off the hinges there, but thank you all so very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.